Hey guys, Fusebox here, and I'm going to show you why you go into the Doom Tower. What's the point? Simple. Just on normal mode, the heroes that you get, I finally got Archmage Hellmut a little while back. This guy is ridiculous, and he's going to help you push further through Doom Tower. He's going to help you everywhere. Absolutely everywhere. Man, absolutely one of the best epics in the game. So just keep grinding away at normal, doing those secret stages. Even if you can only do a few, you'll get him. Let's look at what he does. Alright, so his A1 attacks one enemy. It fills his turn meter by 10%. It fills the turn meter by 20% if it's a crit. You're going to want him to go ahead and crit. He is a support champ. We're not going to worry about damage, though it's reputable. We're going to worry about crit rate, and that's it. Other than that, we want him to be tanky. We want him to be fast. So his A2, Time Slip. He attacks one enemy. Also attacks all other enemies as long as the first hit is a crit. This second hit that hits everybody has a 50% chance of placing a stun. And this does book up. I'm at 60, but it goes to 75. That's a high percent chance of stunning. I still need a few more books. But after attacking, it decreases the turn meter of each enemy that did not get a stun or does not already have a stun by 20%. You've got turn meter control. You've got a high chance at stunning the entire team. Plus, it's an AoE hit. That's on top of him filling his turn meter as long as he's getting a crit with his A1. Then his A3. This is it now. He places a 30% increased speed buff, increased crit rate buff, and increase crit rate damage buff on the entire team for 2 turns. This is just an amazing move. There are several things amazing about it. We'll get into that in a moment. This is a 3-turn cooldown. I definitely want this book. I can't wait to get it. But he's also immune to turn meter decreasing effects. How many places is this amazing, right? Don't you wish you could just put this passive on any other hero? And he does have arena speed by 17 in all battles. He's good everywhere, including arena, especially if you're trying to get a stun out of him, but basically for these buffs. We'll look at my build real quick, but my build is kind of keeping things like Doom Tower and maybe these new dungeons in mind. So keep that in mind, because you could build him a lot of different ways. If you're going, you might want Shield Breaker if you're going into arena. You might want to go defense and support if you're going into arena. But because I'm using him in content, I basically took a straight path into War Master. I took some accuracy. I'll look at my build in a minute. My build is still in progress, I guess you could say. But I definitely needed my accuracy. I wanted Lore of Steel. Anywhere I'm trying to get speed or accuracy, this helps out. Rapid response. He puts up all those buffs. Whenever they're removed, this is going to speed him back up so I can use him again. Cycle of Magic, hoping to get back around to those amazing moves. And Lasting Gifts, because the buffs he puts on, if you're not stripping them off with a Seer, definitely one of my favorite things to do, then you want them to last. You want those things to last until he comes back to them. So pretty simple on the way I'm using him in his masteries. And as far as his build, you can see how very far away I am from being rolled up. But I'm looking for HP. I'm looking for, I did take crit rate. I wanted to make sure that I had at least 100% crit rate. And for the most part, I was looking for speed and defensive type stats, basically. That's what I wanted. So how unbuilt did I end up? 42,000 HP, not bad. I definitely want to get this defense a little bit higher. But 2,000 for now, not bad. Over 200 speed, definitely not bad. His accuracy is pushing it, but we've got answers for that, so no problem. I'm definitely where I need to be to show him off in dungeons at the very least for now. And we did hit 100% crit rate, even ended up with some overkill. Now I would not mind doing some work on him and getting some more resistance on him, but as far as turn meter, he is immune to that, so no real worries for basic content. So one thing I love about him, his buff includes increased crit rate. Now if you have Seer is known to be an amazing wave clear. Well, if you put up increased crit rate, then she will go straight to Karma Burn and strip off buffs. If not, she will use her increased crit rate first, and then she'll come back around and use Karma Burn. So if you want to clear the first wave really quick, you just bring her along. And I guess you can do this just about anywhere you want. So we'll just go into a dungeon. Let me set something up, and we'll watch him work with Seer, and then we'll take him somewhere without her so we can just see the effects of everything he does. Okay, so Dragon might be an odd choice, but it'll be just fine. We're going to take these two in, let them just basically work on waves. Seal of the Drakes is just going to keep us alive. Yoshi is going to make us all go faster. Yoshi, we got to do a guide on him. Absolutely amazing. I'm not worried about accuracy. He's going to increase ours. He's going to decrease accuracy on the Dragon, and the waves going up to him. He's got an HP burn. Absolutely an amazing champ. But basically, I'm bringing support and a poisoner, and we're letting Karma Burn do all the work with the help of Archmage Hellmut. Absolutely an amazing champ. So let's just let this go and see how it goes. We'll slow it down just at the beginning here. On auto, everything should go off without a hitch. Alright, so we've got plenty of buffs on, which is good for Karma Burn. And then she just strips them off. What she doesn't kill, she's gonna leave dazed and confused. So easy cleanup. Now you could build. My Seer could be stronger. I could have brought more buffs, and we could have easily killed the whole wave. But I kind of like that we're going to rotate around on A1s. Hopefully she'll be ready to go again when we get to the second wave and kill it. So let's speed this up. Let's let this go on through. And then we're going to explore Archmage Hellmut without pairing up with Seer. But he's already back to his big buff. Matter of fact, I hope he didn't outrun her. And no, just in time for her to use it again. And again, if I had, closer to 300 crit rate damage on Seer, I think I'm like 240. She doesn't have very high attack. If she was, at 4,000 or 5,000 attack, that would probably have just ended everything. But those two as a pair is every bit as good as Mausoleum Mage and Seer, if not better, because he brings that speed buff to keep everybody moving. And then once we're here, he's going to keep us sped up until she decides to use Karma Burn again. We got everything going our way right here. We're going to start landing poisons. We got HP burn up, crit rate, speed back up. I mean, the Dragon hasn't even gotten to finish his inhale yet. He's absolutely not going to get it done with all those poisons. So this is, and that decreased accuracy is helping to block some of the poisons. It could even help block some of the stuns if we had to. So this is pretty much over now. Without slowing it down, the wave clear, I just want to show him paired up with Seer, how amazing they are. But we're going to bring him into... Well, we'll let this finish out. I want my loot, right? Let's just take my loot. But we'll bring him in somewhere without pairing him up with Seer. Let's not strip those buffs off. Let's use those buffs. We'll go into some content where we're not built out fully on crit rate. We could use more crit damage, etc. We'll let him fill in the gaps. Could it have speed on it? Look, of course not. Of course it doesn't have speed on it. Alright. So let me find somewhere else to take this guy. Okay, so I'm looking at Countess Legs, and she's not quite all the way on crit rate, right? We're not worried about things like that. We can bring in the team we want. He'll keep that crit rate and crit damage buff on pretty much throughout this whole fight. And really, I don't even guess we need any aura, so doesn't really matter what we do here. We're just going to bring one support champ aside from Archmage Hellmut. We're going to let him keep everybody moving fast. We're going to keep our crit damage up, crit rate up. I mean, he's absolutely insane. We don't even need an aura. He's that good. So all he's going to do is speed everything up. We're going to get more damage out of every move that we use. So there it is right off the bat. Now our big moves come in. Now I've got to redo this. I keep forgetting about Stagnite. I played around with my Stagnite and put him in a stun set, which is amazing. But I've got to get him back up about 220 speed. I don't know why I keep forgetting, so that he will debuff before we come around to everything. But all the same, we'll get to the end and he'll line up. It'll be fine. But Archmage Hellmut. Alright, so the stun. You see the stuns coming out too. Not to mention that anybody that doesn't get stunned does lose turn meter. It's absolutely amazing. I mean, we're not worried about these guys getting moves. We're moving around so fast. Once he gets that A2 back up, he's going to reduce turn meter again or stun. And either way, it's going to keep them from taking their turn. So absolutely, it just makes things so much more comfortable, so much more streamlined. And in here, he'll do everything that he's been doing for us right here. We can stun the ads. Let's slow this down just a little. Well, alright, we'll wait until his turn comes back around. I hate slowing it down for you, but see, with the increased crit damage, the guaranteed crit rate on everybody, you could, if you plan on this guy being on your team, you could even lower your crit rate to 70 on purpose, just so you can get the most out of your team. Again, if Stag Knight were speed tuned, this would have been a much faster, the waves would have been much faster, but now from here out, it's going to go really well. Nothing to worry about. All we got to do is take a few hits, and that's it. Plus, he's great in Doom Tower, especially if you have a Seer to pair up with him. What do we got here? Maybe. That's a maybe. So let's just go in to one of these potion keeps and watch what he does with his moves. We don't need a skill or anything. We just want to see what his moves actually do. We're going to take this off auto. We'll slow it down. Okay. Here's where we can increase the crit damage we do by her. But let's go for the stun. Anybody this doesn't stun, it will take their turn meter down by 20%. So we're going to go ahead and hit this guy. We want the crit. So we hit the guy who we're not weak against. We got 2 stuns and depleted the turn meter on everybody else. That's great. Let's save this. Let's save our big move, because now what we can do is get more damage out of it. We'll speed up. We'll make sure she's going to crit. We'll make sure she crits harder by 30%. And now we'll take her big move, just making her do more damage. The A1 fills his turn meter by 20 as long as it's a crit. So we're not going to go for, we're going to go for the neutral affinity. And from here out, we'll just watch these two play. Now, there are a few more books. He's absolutely worth booking all the way. A few more books and he'd be back to his moves far quicker. But he gets back around to him, and he's built fast. He's a support champ, fast and tanky. That's what you want to do. This guy's ridiculous though. He's supporting your damage dealers. He's supporting your other support champs, and he's bringing his own control with stuns and turn meter. Excellent to throw into a team where you're trying to control turn meter completely. Very good for that. What a joy this guy is. He plays so simple, so well. He does so much in 3 simple moves. But remember, like, okay, increasing this damage is probably the last place you want if you're trying to conserve books. But guess where my books went? You definitely want this to be a 3-turn cooldown. Being able to stun, a 75% chance too. You want all this to come into play, so you're going to want to book this out. And then just 2 cooldowns here to make this a 3-turn cooldown. He's definitely worth the books. You can tell I'm going for it. The one place that you could possibly ignore books, of course, that's where they went. Those 4 would have finished it out too. But this guy is game changing what you could do with him. That's so many buffs. And real quick, well, I'm telling you, absolutely worth going into the Doom Tower for, which resets tomorrow. Get right back into normal, push as far as you can. I'm always here if you need any help getting through some of the early bosses. There are a lot of tricks that can get through the early bosses that won't work on the later bosses. We'll get you through them so that you can get to those secret rooms and start collecting fragments, because this guy is 100% free, but the only way to get him is Doom Tower. You'll never pull him from a shard. So definitely a reason to be working, even if you're low level, on Doom Tower. I've been waiting to go over him. I couldn't wait for the books anymore. He's usable in this gear, unrolled. He'll be so much stronger and sturdier and faster when I get all this done. But he is amazing. Until next time, enjoy the grind.